We headed out to the blind for a little scouting the day before season. Mike assured us we'd be right in the roost, and we were right underneath of it.
For a guy that's wanting to come out here and archery hunt, what kind of success have you had over the 27 years?
I was just figuring that out the other day, and estimated I've had around 1,000 clients. Of course, a lot of those are gun hunters, 10% are archery hunters. But I've only sent 5 people home without a bird.
That's impressive.
In that many years and that many hunters.
That's impressive.
So we can, I lease a lot of good property. I take a limited amount of hunters, and so nothing is overhunted, and we can always get into birds.
Probably 40 to 50 strutters in this spot. All big, nice Merriam gobblers. Hopefully, I can put the old range 2 blade right through one. Well, this morning we had birds everywhere. Several birds went about 100 yards in front of us, continued walking to the left. We had 20 toms just out in the field messing around, and we finally had 2 toms break off. They went right to that Dakota Jake. They couldn't have been maybe 5-6 yards from the blind.
Well, Mike, I can't say thank you enough. My first Merriam's turkey, it's got a beautiful cream-colored fan, and I mean, there's so many birds around here. I don't know how many we saw this morning, 20, 30, 40 strutters.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Just a wonderful place to be.
There's nothing better than, well, yesterday morning, we sat basically underneath the roost trees listening to them gobble. I've never heard that many birds gobbling at one time, and you say they're thinned out. They're spread out already since it's so warm.
He's in the field. He's about 70 yards. He's coming to us. He's right here in this blind spot. But he'll be coming right in our decoys here shortly. Rubbing up against our blind, right behind us.
Even though the bird got very close, Jason could not get a shot at him before light faded for the day.
On 3rd day in Nebraska, we went out first light and didn't have much luck. Turkeys were being stubborn. We saw a lot of birds, and we just couldn't get a shot on one. And we called Mike up, and he came and picked us up a little early, and we went and got some breakfast and grabbed some drinks for the blind and headed to another spot. And he said, get what you need and use the restroom if you need to, because you're sitting all day. And that's what we did. And it was hot. We was down in a gully, it seemed like, and there was no wind at all. At the time, it seemed like the worst idea in the world, but in a matter of 15 minutes, it all changed in a hurry. At 1:30, we had some gobblers. They were coming from our right side, and we couldn't see them. It was in a blind spot, but the gobbles kept getting louder and closer, and I was getting real excited. And then it just seemed like all of a sudden they just stopped and stayed in a little hole back behind us and didn't want to come any closer, and started to kind of settle down, and didn't seem like they were going to come any closer. So we kind of caught us off guard. But here came 3 gobblers from our left, came in totally quiet.
4's back here, trying to get him to go. Well, you know it. Here come 3 from the left side. Totally surprised us. Got lucky, grabbed my bow, and drew back before we spooked him. Smoked one about 10 yards. Now we'll see if we can get the other 2 to come back, maybe.
As soon as that bird hit the ground, Brad was throwing me the camera and grabbing his bow for his second bird, and we did the whole switch in the blind real quick.
Well, we've been here since 9 o'clock, and we got here, there's gobbling everywhere. We had birds off to our right, not 75 yards, gobbling like crazy. And then out of nowhere, we had 3 toms come right in, and Vit smoked one. It died right next to the decoy. And Mike's big deal is never get out of the blind, never spook any birds. You know, that's the best way to make birds blind shy is jumping out as soon as you shoot. That's the worst thing you could do if you're going to hunt the birds again. So we stayed in the blind, and that bird actually just crawled up by a tree and died, which was perfect. We've sit here for 6-7 hours. We've heard a few hens chirp, some gobbling far off, and nothing. We've been here taking a few naps, sweating like crazy. This morning it was only about 45 degrees. This afternoon it's 80, 85, and we're down to dang near nothing. And out of nowhere, we heard one faint gobble, and a hen started yelping a little bit. I called just a little bit, and I mean, they just on a string. 2 of them come right in. I smoked one.
Mike Moody, SD Hunting Service, is a heck of a guide, real nice guy. We actually, Brad and I met up with him through my Uncle Mike. Mike Carter, it's a good friend of Brad's and my uncle. He knows his stuff, and he puts you on the birds, and he's got the land and got the knowledge, that's for sure. He's probably one of the most patient guys I've ever met. He's a great guide, and we had a lot of fun shed hunting with him, and he put us on the birds, and I wouldn't hesitate to go back, that's for sure.
Congratulations to Brad and Jason on some great Nebraska turkeys. Well done, guys.